Real life is meant to be challenging, complicated, messy, painful, but you have to be brave enough to accept you for who you are. You don't need the permission of anyone to tell you that you are good enough or you are beautiful, because the truth is, you are enough. So break out of that habit of feeling discontent, envious, insecure, and instead use your challenges, your stories to educate and motivate people, because I want you to know that you are enough. Don't believe everything you see on social media. Most people don't post about their failures because no one likes to be vulnerable. At the same time, you can't really believe everything because life is not perfect. Real life.
That's why you guys have been putting so much work.
Yeah, summer's here. We want to go do things.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be checked out by the end of this video.
That's the dream.
On it goes. Hold on, let's just... you don't really need that. Want to pull it out? Comes out a little something like that. Oh, yeah. Now in true Colin fashion, we'll be mounting the Apple TV using...
PHP!
Am I just YOLOing this, Colin? There's just no rules?
No rules.
Okay.
Make our own rules here.
Does that cable management cut your mustard, Colin?
Oh, A+.
Alright, it's in there.
I'm ready to go plug it in.
I don't see the quite extra.
So one should give you shore power.
Good.
So the wiring's done, but shore power isn't working for some reason. I don't know if I plugged the wire. I don't think I did. So we're going to plug in the jackery, and then we're going to see if that turns on the monitor.
For my next project, while Colin diagnoses what's going on with the power switch that hopefully works, is to put these cool speakers up on the back deck here.
Riddler's plans.
Stern deck.
Tell me or I'll hurt you.
Yes. Are these weather sealed, Colin?
Yeah, they're weatherproof, and they're saltwater resistant.
So I see.
This wall has seen some things, okay? This boat is 50 years old. All wood. Man, this would be a fun project. Where's my dad's boat? This is one small thing we may not have foreseen. This appears to have a bit of a clearance issue with this speaker majig.
Can you fix it?
Yes, I can fix it. Here you go. Alright, Colin, the good news is that the bracket's on.
Are you implying there's bad news?
The bad news is that there are now extra holes in the wall.
Well, that's what Bondo's for.
Sweet.
The problem we're having is we've validated that power is getting through the switch. But
Validated the switch functions.
Validated the switch functions. And we're connected to shore power, I can see the voltage, I can see it come across the switch, but we're not getting any power to the outlet. Why are you not running? So that's what we're diagnosing now.
The dud AC power switch ended up being a human error. Colin found a little jumper that's fallen out of the first switch, so with that fixed, what can I hook up next? I did the speakers.
You want to do the mount the subwoofer?
Okay, I found your subwoofer. Okay. Oh, this is our plan for the video today.
Yeah, that's all the stuff we had to do.
Well, now I don't have to keep asking Colin what to do next. And you wanted it in the very corner seat, is that right?
I think like in the wall between the two seats. I heard the shop vac come on.
I think it's working! Now that we've got power, we can fire up our monitor and hopefully set up the Apple TV. Good, we're done. As much capacity as the jackery has, though, obviously we're going to need to charge it. So that is where these come in. We've got not one, not two, not three, but 4 of these jackery solar generators. These are good for about 200 watts each?
Yeah, so total that's 800 watts, which is more than enough to run everything that would like normally be running on the boat. So we're pulling in, wow, it's still climbing, 275 watts with 2 panels. Our draw right now with the Apple TV and the actual monitor is 294 watts.
Okay, so that speaker's definitely working. Now these guys are not going.
No, they're not plugged in yet. But bass?
We're moored right now.
No, turn up.
We're actually kind of getting there.
So right now, 2 panels will run
Definitely.
the entertainment system.
Well, is the fridge running now too?
Yes.
Oh, compressor's going.
Yep. And we're now at 723 watts.
I'm checking out the solar panels on the top. Look, Brandon's in the video for a change. We totally could get more up here.
Feasibly, with 2 more panels, would be fully running this boat.
Wow. Well, here, let's try it. So the trick is if I fall, jump hard, hey? I'm good, I got this. Yes.
I just see the end flop out over.
Sorry about that. Well,
There's
whatever
got
the
to be
cloth
another
might
way.
think about it, the frame seems okay.
I am completely expendable.
Not like if I die, everyone's out of work or anything.
We are inputting 500 watts.
500 watts from the solar panels?
Yes, we are charging. It'll be fully charged in 2.5 hours
That is sick.
while running everything.
That is awesome. On the tech side of things, the M1 12.9-inch iPad Pro is both the navigation and media hub. When you're steering from the cabin, it resides in a 12-inch RAM mount tablet mount above the helm, keeping everything within arm's reach. From here you can flip through charts and avionics, view wind and weather information with Windy, and control media or even watch a movie. Colin loaded it up with iPadOS 15 Beta 2 as well to take advantage of the improved multitasking capabilities. There's no networking on the boat, so an iPhone is used as a wireless hotspot whenever it's needed, but that doesn't come up that often because the iPad and the Apple TV under the cabinet here can AirPlay without it. Now the existing stereo didn't work, but some new wires to the 6.5-inch Kenwood speakers fixed that.
And I made these speakers. I think that looks pretty darn good. So we're going to get this whole boat spick and span, and we'll get Linus to give you a tour of the boat.
A week of naggy little details later, and the Jackery install is finally complete. A custom bimini cover is being designed by North Sails to hold 3 or 4 of the Solar Saga 200 panels for a peak output of between 600 and 800 watts, all off the grid. Running all the tech on the boat, that's fridge, freezer, Apple TV, and monitor, power draw is around 360 watts. That actually leaves us with a surplus of power, that is, until we add the hot water tank to the mix. With that, we actually hit the maximum of 1500 watts that we can get out of a single socket on the Jackery. Now, the Jackery can output more, it just needs to go through multiple outlets. So Fiddler has come from being a tired trawler to a tech cruiser, all thanks to Jackery's solar system. So she'll be able to motor around to her heart's content with ample power to run all day and all night, and even more importantly, she'll do so silently. No generator noise, just nice, quiet sunshine juice. Which is a big plus for neighboring motors or noise-sensitive activities. This was a huge build. It took a ton of evenings and a lot of weekend work by Colin and his dad, Gerald, so I'd like to thank them for their effort. How did that end up in the script? They're working on their boat. I guess they did offer to give me a ride, though, so that's cool. Oh, and of course, I've got to thank Jackery again for sponsoring this video. It's Intel Extreme Tech Upgrade time! You guys know the drill. It's a 5,000. And we are live. Gentlemen, this will be truly one of my greatest feats. I am going to be live building not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6. 6 computers today. Why, you might ask? Well, because nobody else has time to do stuff our computers. Nobody has time to build all these computers. And everyone said I did such a wonderful job of the one that I did on my computer. And people like to use their new editing station, so we delegated that task all the way down from the top, from the CEO down to like the writers, down to the studio management guys, and then it went back up to the writers and all the way back to me. So I'm going to be building 6 computers today. Now you only saw 5 cases there. That's because case number 1, or more accurately case number 2, because I already built system number 1, is right here. Oh boy. without further ado, why don't we get this puppy started, shall we? So we're going to kick things off with making sure that we tell you about our sponsor. Hey! Ridge Wallet wants to redefine the wallet with its compact frame and RFID blocking plates. Check out how they can help keep your wallet volumes down by using offer code LINUS to save 10% and get free worldwide shipping. That is so convenient, having that all pre-done for me like that. Alright, let's get our power supply, graphics card, not going to need those for a little bit, and let's build up our motherboard here. So, just like last time, the ROG made it to extreme, and I actually want you guys to hold me accountable here, because we've got 6 systems built. We don't have a lot of time to waste today. If you guys see me dilly-dallying, I want you to let me know in the chat, hey, Linus, you gotta get on this, you gotta build something, you gotta build some computers. No, I am not building 5 YOLO faces. I am building 6. There are 6 total of everything. And of course,
let's try to get this one there. Gonna have to get someplace high. This should be high enough. I use the line launcher.
last time I said, what if I told you that you can double, triple, or even quadruple your internet speed with one easy trick? The answer was to just spend more money on extra internet connections. So I can understand your hesitation about clicking this video. Thank you for giving me another chance, because guess what?
It's connection time.
This new tip that works on PC, Mac, Linux, and even your phone will make your internet anywhere from a little bit to a metric butt-ton faster in less than a minute for free. There's a new DNS in town, baby. Private Internet Access is the VPN service that encrypts all of your internet traffic and uses a safe, protected IP. It's got tons of other useful features, and you can check it out at the link below. So today's tip is actually nothing new. Using a faster or more reliable DNS service than the one that your good-for-nothing ISP assigns to you is something people have been doing for years. The new development is that Cloudflare, best known for their anti-DDoS protection service, has released a competitor to major public DNS providers like Google and OpenDNS. They're calling it the internet's fastest, privacy-first consumer DNS service, which is kind of a lot of qualifiers. But according to third-party DNS analytics site DNSPerf, 1.1.1.1 is either the fastest or nearly the fastest DNS across all regions. So let's show you guys how to switch to it. Cloudflare actually has step-by-step instructions for all of your devices right on their website. We're going to have that linked below. But for your convenience, we've also included screen capture for the most popular platforms. They're all basically a variation of digging into your network settings and reconfiguring your DNS from auto 1.1.1.1 with 1.0.0.1 as a backup. Advanced users with many devices in their homes may want to configure their router to manually use Cloudflare's DNS as well, which will save them the hassle of this rigmarole on each device individually. And that was it. But we won't blame you guys for not wanting to switch to some newfangled DNS resolver before we explained what that is and proven that it actually matters, which is why this video is not over yet. So then, what does a DNS do? Well, humans remember and use domain names like google.com or linustechtips.com. But these pages actually live at an IP address like 104.27.140.189, or with IPv6, it's even harder to remember. Meaning that every time you type in a domain name, the translation to that page's IP address has to be looked up. But this is not as simple as flipping through a virtual Rolodex. These records are decentralized and stored on the servers of multiple different registrars all over the world, which is why you need a service to look up correct IP addresses after you press enter. And since you can't start loading a page until you know where it is, using a slow, overloaded, or unreliable DNS server can noticeably slow down virtually everything that you do online. So to find out how much faster Cloudflare's option is, we used GRC's free DNS benchmarking tool. And the results are a little mixed, but also very promising. So the latency on retrieving cached pages, things that we have already searched for, was actually lower with our local DNS servers, which makes sense because they are physically closer to us. But when it came to uncached names and .com lookups, Cloudflare servers came out ahead, especially when our primary DNS name server failed, since our secondary name server turned out to be dead, down, and our tertiary and quaternary name servers are Google public DNS, which is fast. But putting the numbers aside, 1.1. Let's just call it 1, but it felt faster. New tabs opened instantaneously, and videos on YouTube loaded more snappily. Though it should be noted that this trick won't affect the video quality that you can play back. That still depends on the bandwidth that your connection is rated. So then, how's Cloudflare doing this? Well, many factors affect the speed of the answer, but the biggest one is whether the server can retrieve the answer from a cache. If the domain IP address pair is already stored in your browser, operating system, or DNS server, then your DNS resolver doesn't have to bounce between multiple routes and registrars around the world in order to solve the query. So with 1. Cloudflare rebuilt their distributed cache out of band popular addresses that you are likely to query. And they're also working to build out their network with the eventual goal of having every user within 10 milliseconds of at least one of their locations. In March alone, they enabled 31 new data centers all over the world, and they use fancy query techniques like aggressive negative caching to decrease the load on their system. So okay, good for them, but what if 1. Isn't faster than what you're already using? Is there any point to it? Believe it or not, yes, because there are privacy benefits as well. Even if you're visiting an HTTPS website, one that supports encrypted data transfer, the fact that you searched for that site in the first place is still known by your DNS resolver. This means that by default, your ISP, your mobile network provider, and every Wi-Fi network you've ever connected to have a comprehensive list of every site you visited while you're using it. While 1. Does actually need to log your IP address to prevent abuse and to debug issues, Cloudflare has committed with third-party auditing firm KPMG on retainer to wiping all of their logs within 24 hours and never writing your IP address to a disk. So they actually won't know who searched for what sites. They use query minimization to ensure that they only reveal the specific data necessary to complete the query, and they support up-and-coming privacy standards like DNS over TLS and DNS over HTTPS. And while you might think that privacy isn't that important, consider that in 2014, the government of Turkey ordered the country's ISPs to censor Twitter by blocking DNS requests after a government corruption scandal leaked online. So in response, protesters actually spray-painted the IP of Google's DNS resolver all over Istanbul to help their fellow Turks get back online. So, this video, sorry, it was kind of heavy, but thank you for making this far. In summary, using 1. Helps you browse faster, great, but also makes the internet more secure and open. We think that particular aspect is priority number 1.1. Looking to build a gaming PC and you need some sick gaming gear to go with it? Well, we're teaming up with Roseville to give away 3 gaming bundles to 3 lucky winners. Each one will contain their Cullinan MX RGB case with 3 tempered glass panels for expansion and more. Their GX50 headset with clear sound at an affordable price, not that you'll care, are of course getting it for free. It's got LED red ear cups and an RGB lit ring, and their Fusion C40 gaming keyboard, which features RGB LED backlighting, and you get a 4000 dpi optical sensor mouse that apparently comes with that because it's a combo. Aha! The more you know. Learn more and enter through our link in the video description. So thanks for watching, guys. If this video sucked, you know what to do. If it's awesome, get subscribed, hit that like button, or check out the link where to buy the stuff featured. Nothing. I don't know. Anyway, also linked in the description is our merch store, which has pictures like this one, and our community forum, which you should. Just over a year ago, we deployed an insane solution to our storage problem. The Petabyte Project. A petabyte of raw archival storage. I mean, that thing is freaking awesome. We have yet to have any problems with it. But there's still a major issue with this deployment. It's not geo-redundant at all, which means that if there were a fire in the Linus Media Group warehouse, or, I mean, really any kind of natural disaster, we could potentially lose our entire back catalog. That is, anything that we haven't already uploaded to YouTube. So, we endeavored to find a way to, as inexpensively as possible, back up the entire server. That's all 370 terabytes of currently stored data, plus anything we would want to add in the future. So that's easy enough, right? Right? You know what else is easy? Your move over to a better chair, like the ones from Milton Chairs. Their Icon Series Real Leather Edition gaming chair was designed in Germany and inspired by luxury car interiors. Learn more at the link below. Just hope they weren't inspired by, like, Trump. Now, there are a lot of different ways that we could go about backing up our server. Some of them easier and some of them harder than others, but almost all of them are going to be limited by one thing: our internet bandwidth. I mean, don't get me wrong, we have a symmetric gigabit connection. I'm not complaining, but when you're talking about hundreds of terabytes that are already in the archive, and then up to a couple of terabytes a day being added, things can start to take a while, like months a while. Now, our first idea was to build something locally, fill it up with data here using our 10 gigabit network, and then ship it off-site, a sort of like, thank you, Jake. Oh, wow, Petabyte Project Part 2. Now, this solution wouldn't actually expand our storage capacity because it would just be an identical server, or that is to say, 2 servers, with the same data on it. But since our internet service provider offers us inexpensive co-location, it would actually be very cost-effective from an ongoing standpoint, except for one small problem. If we had to buy 2 more decked-out 60-drive storinators, we'd be looking at, with the drives included, upwards of $70,000 US. So, converted to Canadian rubles, that is getting dangerously close to 6-figure territory. So that eliminates hard drives. Good? Just remember, lift with your back, the twisting, jerking motion. Yeah, alright, thanks. So that eliminates hard drives. What about tape storage? A rack mount tape library, like this one from HP Enterprise, only costs about $5,000 to $7,000, and high-capacity 12 terabyte LTO8 tapes are about $160 a piece. So for over 500 terabytes of uncompressed backup capacity, that's actually looking pretty good by comparison. But there's the fact that we need 2 of them, and it looks like we're still spending well over $50,000 US up front, lump sum, throw that on the black card, you know what it is. So hardware-based solutions are not looking too peachy. What about, what's it called? It's kind of like buzzwordy, disruptive, blockchain. No. Oh, cloud! Cloud storage. You guys were all freaking at us back when we originally built the Petabyte project for not using cloud storage for our archive in the first place. So, I think this is where you come in. We're gonna check out some AWS here, there, buddy. This is Glacier, so this is like slow. Okay, on its back of everything we've got right now. $1,500 a month? Wow. Plus support, you know, you need support. 1667. So if we wanted to store the full, what is it, about 760 terabytes that we have? Well, $3,400 a month. I mean, I get it. I guess these guys have to cover the upfront costs that they're paying for that same hardware, and they've got, you know, geo-replication and all that kind of cool stuff as well, but like, holy balls. Wait, hold on a second. Go back to that. No. This is before you even actually pull any data out of it. Okay. You have to pay to pull data out.
Let's go with the cheapest one.
Yeah, sure.
$2,000?
So this is great. So let's say your office burns down and you've got to pull all your data out of the cloud. You get a nice handy-dandy bill for $2,000 to add insult to injury. That's the slowest. That's the slowest speed. Yeah. So you need it all of it right away. Oh, 12 grand. No. And the crazy part of this is that other enterprise solutions from the likes of Google, Microsoft, and Backblaze aren't priced that differently. So, what are we gonna do? I'm not paying $3 to $5 grand a month to store data on tape.
Wait. Does it have unlimited storage?
Yeah, but there's no way that's actually unlimited.
Gotta be, that would be false advertising. Unlimited cloud
Access
storage.
to $10 per user tier, unlimited cloud storage, or 1 terabyte per user if you live with 5 users. So
We just get 5. That's like $50 a month, that's nothing.
you can't.
So we gotta try.
To find out if this loophole is actually going to work, we fired up a Windows 10 VM on our utility upgrade server and installed a tool called Arkham.